TED Talks by Ted Schwerzler is brought to you by Paul Bunyan Communications, providing fiber optic fast internet up to 10 gigabytes, TV, voice, IT, and their certified Apple Service Center. They're serving the Bemidji and Grand Rapids area since 1952.
Ted Schwerzler here, another TED Talks Twins at TL Schwerz, Twins Daily. It was another strong week for the Twins as things just keep coming up all Minnesota. They were at home against the Mariners to start the week and then went north of the border to Canada, playing the Blue Jays over the weekend. Won 3 of 4 against Seattle, won 2 of 3 against Toronto. Really should have swept the Blue Jays. That Saturday game was a relatively ugly outcome, up by, I believe, 6 runs at one point, up 8-3, up I believe it was 7-1, and just the bullpen imploded, give up 10 runs, lose 10-8. I think that game probably overshadows or highlights just maybe how short the tenure for Jay Jackson should be expected to be here with the Twins. The profile was an intriguing one for Minnesota in that they love their sliders, but he just never really has put together any sort of a consistent stretch where it looks like he can get major league hitters out for Minnesota. The slider isn't that good of a pitch in and of itself, and there isn't a fastball to pair with it at all. As the Twins bullpen gets healthier, getting Justin Topa back, getting Brock Stewart back, players like that, there's just not going to be room for him. And really, there's probably a couple guys, Diego Castillo being one, maybe Ryan Jensen or Scott Blewett, somebody like that from AAA St. Paul that probably has a better reason to be on the Major League roster. But still, 2 series wins. The Twins have now won 6 straight series. They've won 17 of 20. It's just been an incredible stretch. It wasn't just the 12-game win streak. They've continued to play good baseball. They've continued to pitch well. During this stretch, their starting pitching has been among the best in baseball, and that's not just Pablo Lopez. Bailey Ober has looked like a guy that has stepped up to be a top-of-the-rotation starter. Chris Paddock has been very good. Simeon Woods-Richardson has really danced around damage so far, and he was lit up a little bit by the Blue Jays. However, it looks like the Twins are starting to gear David Festa, one of their top pitching prospects, up to be maybe that next guy up. He did go 80 pitches both of his last 2 outings for the Saints. He's had a couple 10 strikeout games this year. There's a lot more upside with Festa than there probably is with Woods-Richardson at this point. However, both representing some level of starting pitching depth in wake of Louis Varland struggling and the Twins really doing nothing from a starting pitching addition standpoint this offseason is good to see. Byron Buxton could be back as soon as Tuesday here against the New York Yankees. He was eligible to come off of the injured list on Sunday, wasn't going to travel to Canada, but both Baldelli and Buxton talked of his stint on the injured list looking like it would be the minimum. So getting him back today would be a nice boost for the roster. He hasn't hit much this year yet. The process and approach at the plate looks pretty ugly. However, he has been a very, very good defensive outfielder, again, as you'd expect, and the Twins outfield is obviously better off having him out there as opposed to Manny Margot or even Willie Castro in center field. So that would be a big boost. The Twins are looking to do something that they haven't done for almost 30 years or more than 30 years against the Yankees this week in beating them in season series consecutively. They won the season series last year. They haven't won back-to-back season series since 1992. Getting 3 at home, they could be in a good spot if they take 2 of them or even sweep the series. New York comes in playing good baseball, have good pitching, have Juan Soto. Aaron Judge hasn't really gotten going this year, but that's never a team that you're going to take lightly. So it will be interesting to see how they handle New York this week, and then head to Cleveland for a divisional matchup that will have the top of the division on the line. We'll check back in next week.